9 Things They Don't Tell You About Living Alone and Buddhist Wisdom. I want to start today with a personal story that I hope resonates with many of you. I clearly remember a night that will stay with me forever. It was a winter evening, and a cold crept in through the cracks of my window. I was alone in my home, with the lights off, and the silence wrapped around me like a heavy blanket. The only sound breaking the silence was the ticking of the clock on the wall, marking the passage of time with unsettling precision. In that moment, I felt trapped in a deep, almost tangible loneliness. I looked around and realized how empty everything seemed: the sofa without company, the table without conversations, the space that was once filled with laughter and voices. As the silence grew thicker, I felt a mix of unease and sadness. But then, in the midst of that overwhelming solitude, something changed. A quote by Paulo Coelho came to mind: "Loneliness is not the absence of company, but the moment when our soul is free to speak to us." At that instant, the silence stopped being a terrifying void and transformed into a space for introspection and self-listening. I began to reflect on my true feelings, my forgotten dreams, and the desires I had pushed aside. That night, I realized that loneliness could be an opportunity to engage in a dialogue with myself, to explore my inner world and find answers to questions I had been avoiding. It was not a punishment, but a valuable time for self-discovery. Today, I want to invite you to explore with me the 9 things they don't tell you about living alone and how Buddhist wisdom can offer us a new perspective on this challenge. You will learn to see loneliness not as a void, but as an opportunity for personal growth and self-exploration from a Buddhist perspective. We will discover how the principles of Buddhist philosophy can help you face the challenges of isolation with calm and clarity, and how to turn solitude into a period of self-knowledge and inner strength. Now, let's embark on this journey together. Point 1: Loneliness and self-discovery. A few years ago, I went through a phase in my life where, for personal reasons, I moved to a house in a new city, far from my circle of friends and family. In the first few days, the excitement of a new beginning quickly faded, and I found myself overwhelmed by loneliness. The silence in my new home was so deep that it felt almost palpable. The absence of the usual laughter and conversations left me with a void I didn't know how to fill. The challenge I faced was not just the lack of company, but the feeling of being disconnected from my own identity. The time spent alone felt endless and exhausting, and I questioned whether I had made the right decision. The days became a struggle, and every night, as I went to bed, I felt more isolated and lost. However, in the midst of that emotional storm, I decided to take a different approach. I resolved to see this loneliness not as a condemnation, but as an opportunity for self-discovery. I began with small steps that, over time, became powerful tools to transform my experience. Now I want to share with you the specific steps you can take. Establish a reflection routine. Spend a few minutes each day reflecting on your thoughts and feelings. You can do this through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence. This will help you better understand your emotions and inner desires. Explore new activities. Take advantage of the time alone to try activities you've always wanted to explore, like reading, painting, practicing yoga, or learning a new hobby. These activities can help you connect with yourself and discover new passions. Create a personal space. Make your home a place where you feel comfortable and at peace. Personalize your space with elements that inspire you and make you feel good. A pleasant environment can improve your mood and overall well-being. Set personal goals. Set small, achievable goals for yourself, whether in terms of personal development, learning new skills, or taking care of your health. Progress in these areas can give you a sense of accomplishment and purpose. Seek support in online communities. Connect with groups or forums online that share your interests. Even though you're physically alone, you can find companionship and support through virtual communities. By adopting these steps, I discovered that loneliness was not only bearable, but it became a period of great personal growth. I learned to enjoy my own company, to find serenity in calm, and to develop a resilience I didn't know I had. Loneliness transformed into an opportunity for deep internal dialogue, where I found answers to questions I had ignored. This experience highlights the importance of viewing loneliness as an opportunity rather than a burden. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the absence of company, you can use that time to know yourself better, grow, and find new ways to enjoy life. This approach not only improves your emotional well-being but also changes your perspective on life. Loneliness can be a valuable space for self-reflection and personal growth, and embracing it this way can lead to a richer and more meaningful life. By applying these steps and changing your perspective on solitude, you can find a new rhythm and purpose in your daily life. Instead of fearing loneliness, you can learn to value it and use it as a path to self-discovery and inner peace. This shift in perspective can help you face difficult moments with greater strength and enjoy a deeper connection with yourself. Point 2. Financial responsibility, a journey towards self-sufficiency in solitude. Today, I want to share the story of Juan, who, at 47 years old, decided to take an important step and move into a small apartment after having lived with his family for many years. Although the idea of having his own space excited him, he soon faced an unanticipated challenge: full responsibility for his finances. The first few months were overwhelming for Juan. Despite his long life experience, managing rent, utilities, food, and other essential expenses without the support of others turned out to be an unexpected burden. Every time he checked his bank account, he felt a mix of anxiety and concern about whether he could handle all these expenses. The feeling of being completely alone, combined with the pressure of balancing the budget, was difficult to manage at first. Small daily expenses seemed to add up quickly, and the financial stress kept him awake at night. However, Juan decided that he needed to face the challenge with an organized strategy. To manage his situation, Juan began creating a detailed budget. He sat down to inventory all his income and expenses, and he created a monthly plan where he broke down each category: rent, utilities, food, transportation, and an emergency fund. This first step allowed him to clearly see where his money was going and adjust his expenses to fit his new financial reality. This approach gave him a sense of control and structure that alleviated much of his anxiety. Moreover, Juan understood the importance of having an emergency fund and began setting aside a small amount of money each month for this purpose. Knowing that he had a financial cushion for unforeseen events, such as home repairs or unexpected medical expenses, provided him with great peace of mind. He also set up automatic transfers to a savings account, ensuring that a portion of his income was allocated to savings before making other expenditures. Reviewing and adjusting his budget monthly became an essential routine for Juan. He evaluated how he was doing compared to the plan and made adjustments when he noticed he was spending more in certain areas. This regular review process allowed him to maintain control over his finances and adapt to any necessary changes. Additionally, Juan took advantage of online resources and consulted a financial advisor for additional advice to improve his financial management. Over time, Juan discovered that managing his finances not only helped him maintain economic balance but also gave him a renewed sense of confidence and self-sufficiency. The anxiety he initially felt diminished as he became more familiar with financial management and learned to make informed decisions. Financial responsibility became a source of empowerment and tranquility for him. For those who are starting to live alone or who want to improve their financial management, Juan would recommend creating a clear and detailed budget that reflects all your income and expenses. Establishing an emergency fund is crucial for handling unexpected events without destabilizing the budget. Automating savings through automatic transfers to a separate account can facilitate the building of a financial cushion. Regularly reviewing the budget and seeking additional advice are also key steps to maintaining control and financial stability. Taking control of your finances is essential to living independently and securely. Managing money well not only prevents financial stress but also strengthens self-sufficiency and allows for a fuller, more balanced life. One story shows that, although challenging, financial responsibility can lead to a calmer and more empowered life. Point 3. Unparalleled freedom, the power of living alone. When Enrique decided to move into an independent apartment after years of living with his family, he found himself facing a new and exciting reality, the freedom to be solely responsible for his own space. The decision wasn't easy. He had spent a long time in a shared home, where every corner and every decision was influenced by the preferences of his loved ones. Now, being alone, Enrique was faced with the opportunity to make decisions that reflected his own personality and lifestyle. The first challenge he encountered was decorating his new home. Although he always had ideas about how he would like his space to be, he never had the opportunity to realize them due to his family's preferences. At first, the process of deciding on every detail, from the color of the walls to the arrangement of the furniture, was overwhelming. However, this freedom also offered him an invaluable opportunity to express himself. Enrique spent hours researching, carefully choosing each element, and ultimately, transforming his apartment into a place that truly reflected his personality. The impact of this freedom was profound. Enrique discovered that the simple act of making decisions about his environment not only gave him a great sense of accomplishment but also boosted his self-esteem. Every choice he made, from placing a plant in a corner to selecting a painting for the wall, reminded him that he had absolute control over his life. The feeling of being the master of his own domain provided him with emotional freedom and a joy he hadn't experienced in years. Steps to apply this topic in your life. To take advantage of the freedom of living alone, start by making decisions about how to decorate and organize your space in a way that makes you feel comfortable and happy. How would you like your home to be if you could design it entirely your way? Take the time to explore your tastes and personal preferences without the influences of others. Spend time researching and planning how you would like your home to be, from the arrangement of the furniture to the colors of the walls. Once you've made these choices, enjoy the process of watching your space transform into a reflection of yourself. What decorative elements or changes in your home do you think would provide you with greater satisfaction and joy? This freedom to decide will allow you to experience a deeper connection with your environment and a profound sense of accomplishment. The freedom of living alone offers you the opportunity to be completely in control of your environment and your time. Have you ever wished to have full control over how you live and how you feel in your own space? This aspect of personal growth is crucial because it allows you to take total control over how you live and how you feel in your own environment. By making decisions about your home and routine, you can create an atmosphere that inspires you and makes you feel content. How do you think a space that reflects your personality can influence your emotional well-being? This autonomy not only fosters a sense of pride and self-esteem but can also positively influence other areas of your life, promoting greater confidence in your decisions and a renewed sense of independence. Experiencing the freedom of living alone can radically change your perspective on life. How do you think having a space that reflects who you are can transform your outlook on the world? It gives you the chance to know and embrace your own preferences and desires without compromise. This kind of independence allows you to rediscover yourself and enjoy an environment that truly reflects who you are. As you adapt to this freedom, you are likely to find a new level of satisfaction and happiness, which can transform your view of the world and enhance your overall well-being. What steps could you take to ensure that your environment brings you the maximum well-being and satisfaction? Point 4. The unsettling silence, from anxiety to inner peace. When Maria, at 50 years old, decided to move into a house alone after the loss of her husband, she faced an unexpected new challenge: the silence. For years, her home had been filled with laughter, conversations, and the constant presence of her partner. Now, the silence was overwhelming. Every creak of the house, the soft hum of the appliances, and the wind blowing against the windows seemed amplified in her new environment. At first, the silence provoked a deep sense of loneliness and anxiety. She felt trapped in a space that had once been her refuge and now seemed empty and desolate. Maria used to find comfort in the company of her husband and in daily interactions. The absence of these familiar sounds made her feel that the silence enveloped her and amplified her thoughts and worries. This feeling of isolation led her to experience sleepless nights and days filled with melancholy. However, one day, while reading a book on mindfulness and introspection, Maria came across an idea that changed her perspective. Silence didn't have to be a source of distress but rather an opportunity to discover a new kind of inner peace. She decided to experiment with this idea, using silence as a space for reflection and self-discovery. She began incorporating daily meditation practices into her routine, allowing the silence to become a moment to listen to her own thoughts and feelings without external distractions. Maria found that by embracing the silence instead of resisting it, she could connect more deeply with her emotions and thoughts. Meditation allowed her to find a sense of calm that she hadn't experienced in years. She began to see silence as an opportunity to explore her own desires and concerns and to find answers within herself. Over time, the unsettling silence transformed into a space for introspection and inner peace. Now I want to share with you the steps to apply this topic in your life. 1. Create silent spaces. Dedicate specific times of the day to be in silence. This could be during meditation, a quiet walk, or simply sitting in your home without distractions. 2. Practice meditation. Introduce meditation into your daily routine, even if only for a few minutes. Meditation helps you center yourself and find peace in the silence. 3. Reflect and write. Use the time in silence to reflect on your thoughts and feelings. Keep a journal where you can write about your experiences and personal discoveries. 4. Listen to your inner self. Take advantage of the silence to listen to your inner needs and desires. Silence can be a powerful ally in discovering what you truly want in life. 5. Embrace the silence. Instead of viewing silence as something negative, accept it as an opportunity for personal growth. Allow yourself to feel and explore your emotions without rushing. The importance of personal growth. Accepting and embracing silence can be a powerful tool for introspection and personal growth. Silence offers you a distraction-free space where you can deeply connect with yourself. Learning to enjoy this silence allows you to explore your thoughts and emotions more consciously, promoting greater inner peace and emotional well-being. Changing your perspective on silence can help you transform an apparently negative challenge into an opportunity for self-exploration and calm. By finding value in silence, you can improve your ability to manage stress and emotions and experience a deeper connection with yourself. This approach not only helps you overcome loneliness and anxiety but also offers a new way to view the world, with a greater appreciation for the moments of peace and tranquility you can find in your daily life. Point 5. Taking charge of the home. When Marina moved into a small apartment for the first time in her life, she faced a new challenge: taking full responsibility for her home. For years, she had lived with her family and delegated household tasks to others, but now, living alone, she realized she was responsible for everything. From fixing a leaky faucet to installing new light fixtures and decorating the space to reflect her personality, Marina initially felt overwhelmed by the magnitude of the tasks ahead. The first challenge she faced was a small leak in the kitchen. The idea of having to fix it herself caused her a lot of anxiety. She had never handled tools or knew how to address plumbing problems. However, instead of giving up, she decided to look up tutorials online and ask friends who had experience with home repairs for advice. Armed with an instruction book and a small toolkit, Marina took on the challenge. The first attempt was disastrous. The faucet leaked more than before, and she felt a mix of frustration and defeat. But with patience and determination, and after a couple more attempts, she managed to fix the leak. The satisfaction of having solved the problem on her own gave her a tremendous sense of accomplishment. Another important aspect was decorating her new home. She wanted the apartment to reflect her personality and tastes. She spent hours choosing colors, furniture, and accessories that made the space feel cozy and unique. She learned to handle basic tools and to hang pictures and shelves, something she had never done before. This process not only transformed her home but also allowed her to rediscover herself and her creative abilities. Every corner of her apartment became an expression of her identity, bringing her deep emotional satisfaction and a sense of belonging. To apply the theme of taking control of your home and your life, start by learning basic maintenance skills, such as fixing leaks and changing light bulbs, using online tutorials and advice from experienced friends. Tackle household tasks one at a time, without rushing, and focus on completing each project before moving on to the next. Take time to decorate and organize your space in a way that reflects your personality and makes you feel comfortable. Invest in basic tools and use them to carry out repairs and improvements, and try to enjoy the process rather than seeing it as a chore. Each completed task will not only transform your home but also give you a sense of accomplishment and help you develop a greater sense of self-sufficiency and personal satisfaction. Point 6. Unparalleled freedom, the power of living alone. When Enrique, at 52 years old, decided to move into an independent apartment after years of living with his family, he encountered a new and exciting reality: the freedom of being solely responsible for his own space. The decision wasn't easy. He had spent a long time in a shared home, where every corner and every decision was influenced by the preferences of his loved ones. Now, being alone, Enrique faced the opportunity to make decisions that reflected his own personality and lifestyle. The first challenge he faced was decorating his new home. Although he had always had ideas about how he would like his space to be, he never had the chance to realize them due to his family's preferences. At first, the process of deciding on every detail, from the color of the walls to the arrangement of the furniture, was overwhelming. However, this freedom also offered him an invaluable opportunity to express himself. Enrique spent hours researching, carefully choosing each element, and eventually transformed his apartment into a place that truly reflected his personality. The impact of this freedom was profound. Enrique discovered that the simple act of making decisions about his environment not only gave him a tremendous sense of accomplishment but also boosted his self-esteem. Every choice he made, from placing a plant in a corner to selecting a painting for the wall, reminded him that he had complete control over his life. The feeling of being the master of his own domain provided him with emotional freedom and a joy he hadn't experienced in years. Steps to apply this topic in your life. To take advantage of the freedom of living alone, start by making decisions about how to decorate and organize your space in a way that makes you feel comfortable and happy. How would you like your home to be if you could design it entirely your way? Take the time to explore your tastes and personal preferences without the influences of others. Spend time researching and planning how you would like your home to be, from the arrangement of the furniture to the colors of the walls. Once you've made these choices, enjoy the process of watching your space transform into a reflection of yourself. What decorative elements or changes in your home do you think would provide you with greater satisfaction and joy? This freedom to decide will allow you to experience a deeper connection with your environment and a profound sense of accomplishment. The freedom of living alone offers you the opportunity to be completely in control of your environment and your time. Have you ever wished to have full control over how you live and how you feel in your own space? This aspect of personal growth is crucial because it allows you to take total control over how you live and how you feel in your own environment. By making decisions about your home and routine, you can create an atmosphere that inspires you and makes you feel content. How do you think a space that reflects your personality can influence your emotional well-being? This autonomy not only fosters a sense of pride and self-esteem but can also positively influence other areas of your life, promoting greater confidence in your decisions and a renewed sense of independence. Experiencing the freedom of living alone can radically change your perspective on life. How do you think having a space that reflects who you are can transform your outlook on the world? It gives you the chance to know and embrace your own preferences and desires without compromise. This kind of independence allows you to rediscover yourself and enjoy an environment that truly reflects who you are. As you adapt to this freedom, you are likely to find a new level of satisfaction and happiness, which can transform your view of the world and enhance your overall well-being. What steps could you take to ensure that your environment brings you the maximum well-being and satisfaction? Point 7. The importance of security, protecting your home and your inner peace. When Clara, a 58-year-old woman, moved into a small independent apartment after the loss of her husband, she faced a new reality, the need to ensure her safety in an environment where she was now alone. At first, the idea of living alone made her feel vulnerable and anxious. She had spent decades in a shared home, where security had never been a constant concern. Now, facing the full responsibility of her own space, she realized she needed to take measures to protect herself and feel secure. Clara's first challenge was confronting her fear of being alone in a new place. The insecurity she felt led her to research ways to improve the security of her apartment. She realized she needed to update the locks and consider installing a security system. At first, the process seemed overwhelming and costly, but she was determined to feel safe. She hired a professional to inspect and reinforce the locks on the doors and windows, and then installed a simple but effective alarm system. She also made sure to have emergency numbers easily accessible and a plan of action in case of any unforeseen events. The impact of these measures was significant. Although the idea of making these changes stressed her out initially, she soon realized that having a secure home brought her immense peace of mind. Clara began to feel much more comfortable and safe in her space, allowing her to fully enjoy her independence. The sense of being protected not only improved her emotional well-being but also gave her the confidence to explore and enjoy her new surroundings without the constant worry about her safety. Steps to apply this in your life. To secure your home and protect yourself, start by assessing the current security of your space. Check the locks on doors and windows, and consider upgrading to stronger models if necessary. How do you feel about the security of your home? Install a security system if you think it's appropriate for your situation, and make sure to have emergency numbers on hand, such as the police, fire department, and medical services. Take the time to create an emergency plan and ensure that everyone in your household is informed. With small steps and adjustments, you can transform your home into a safer and more peaceful place. The importance of personal development. Home security is a crucial aspect of personal development, especially when living alone. Feeling secure in your own space provides the inner peace necessary to enjoy your independence and reduce stress. Have you ever felt that insecurity prevents you from fully enjoying your surroundings? By taking steps to protect yourself and your home, you not only safeguard your physical well-being but also strengthen your self-esteem and confidence in your ability to manage your own life. This aspect of personal development can radically change your perspective, allowing you to live more peacefully and enjoy a higher quality of life. Positive influence on your life. Ensuring the security of your home and yourself can transform the way you view the world. Security gives you the confidence needed to explore your independence without fear, allowing you to live more fully and satisfactorily. As you ensure that your environment is safe, you're likely to find a renewed sense of peace and security, which will positively impact your overall well-being and your ability to enjoy life. Point 8. Developing new hobbies, rediscovering yourself in solitude. When Teresa, a 70-year-old woman, moved into an independent apartment after the loss of her husband, she faced the challenge of filling the time that she used to share with her family. At first, the solitude felt daunting. She felt that her days dragged on aimlessly, and she found herself wanting to find a way to occupy her time that would not only keep her busy but also bring her joy. One afternoon, while tidying up the attic, Teresa found an old guitar that had belonged to her husband. She remembered how he used to play it during family evenings, but she had never learned to play it herself. She decided that it was the perfect time to try something new, and despite her initial fears and doubts, she enrolled in an online beginner's guitar course. Although at first it was frustrating and challenging, she soon began to enjoy the learning process. The guitar not only provided her with a rewarding hobby but also became a way to connect with the happy memories of her past life. Over time, Teresa discovered that music and other new hobbies, such as gardening and painting, offered her a way to escape loneliness and explore new facets of herself. These hobbies not only occupied her time productively but also provided her with a renewed sense of purpose and satisfaction. Every new skill she acquired, every plant she nurtured, and every artwork she created brought her immense joy and a sense of personal achievement. Steps to apply this in your life. To start exploring new hobbies, first identify areas that have interested you in the past or that you've always wanted to try. Is there an activity that has attracted you but that you never had the opportunity to explore? Look into available options in your community or online that match your interests, such as music classes, art workshops, or gardening groups. Dedicate time each week to practicing or learning about your new hobby and be patient with yourself as you develop new skills. Remember that the goal is to enjoy the learning process and the personal enrichment these hobbies can offer you. The importance of personal development. Developing new hobbies is an essential part of personal development, especially when living alone. Have you ever felt that your daily routine becomes monotonous or that you need something new to get excited about? Exploring new activities helps keep your mind active and enriches your life with new experiences. This aspect of personal development not only provides distraction and occupation but also fosters a sense of purpose and satisfaction. As you discover new passions, you can transform loneliness into an opportunity for personal growth and self-discovery. Positive influence on your life. Incorporating new hobbies into your life can radically change your perspective on loneliness and aging. Instead of seeing solitude as a barrier, you can begin to view it as an opportunity to explore your interests and hidden talents. This approach can bring you a greater sense of happiness and fulfillment, improving your overall well-being and enriching your daily life. As you find new ways to enjoy and express yourself, you're likely to experience a boost in self-esteem and personal satisfaction, allowing you to live a fuller and more meaningful life. Point 9, Inner Peace, Finding Tranquility in Solitude. When Marta, a 72-year-old woman, decided to move into a smaller house by herself, her life changed drastically. After decades of a bustling family life, she faced the reality of living alone in a quiet environment. At first, the solitude was overwhelming. The house, which had once been filled with laughter and conversation, now felt empty and silent. Marta found herself struggling with a constant feeling of restlessness and worry about things beyond her control, such as the changes in her family dynamics and the physical limitations that came with age. In her moments of solitude, Marta began to explore the concept of inner peace. She recalled a philosophy book she had read in her youth that discussed Stoicism, the idea of focusing on what one can control and letting go of what cannot be changed. Although it initially seemed difficult to apply this principle, she began to practice it consciously. She focused on aspects of her life that she could control, such as her daily routine and hobbies, and started to let go of worries about things beyond her reach, like her family's decisions and aging. Gradually, Marta began to notice a profound change. By focusing her energy on what she could manage, she found an unexpected serenity. Daily meditation and engaging in activities she enjoyed, like gardening and reading, provided her with a sense of inner peace. This new perspective not only allowed her to better accept her situation but also helped her find a level of satisfaction and tranquility she had never experienced before. The solitude, which had initially been a source of distress, became a space for reflection and personal growth. Steps to apply this in your life. To find your own inner peace, start by identifying areas of your life that you can control and those over which you have no influence. What aspects of your day can you improve or manage? Establish a daily routine that brings you satisfaction and tranquility, such as meditation, exercise, or reading. Practice the technique of letting go of unnecessary worries by focusing on what you can change and accepting what you cannot. How do you feel when you allow yourself to let go of those worries? Use these practices regularly to foster greater inner peace and reduce stress. The importance of personal development. Developing inner peace is fundamental to personal development, especially when living alone. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by worries that seem uncontrollable? By learning to focus on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot change, you can transform your life experience. This approach not only helps you manage stress and anxiety but also allows you to enjoy present moments more fully. Inner peace can radically change your perspective on life, helping you find tranquility and satisfaction in solitude. Positive influence on your life. Finding inner peace allows you to live a more balanced and tranquil life. By applying these principles, you can change the way you approach solitude, transforming it from a source of distress into a space for self-reflection and personal growth. This approach can lead to a greater appreciation of life and deeper well-being, positively influencing your emotional state and overall quality of life. In summary, living alone brings unique challenges and opportunities for personal growth. Through Buddhist wisdom, we learn to find peace in solitude, enjoy the present, and strengthen our inner resilience. This experience allows us to discover an inner strength and a deeper connection with ourselves. Thank you for being here. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe for more content. Let's continue exploring Buddhist wisdom together and applying its teachings to our daily lives. Until next time, stay balanced.